Alright. I'm hoping that got rid of the stereo issue. There's probably at least going to be a little bit of adjustment to my live streaming videos later, so I'll try to trim up any confusion there, but yeah. For everybody who watched the prior one, there's a bit too many hiccups, a little bit too many bugs for me, and I'm gonna try to work on this with, first off, with what I got here, which is 271 common bait and some, but again, the goal here is try to catch Ryl and try to check out that theory. It would be so awesome if I could just catch him right off the bat here, but I don't think so. Yeah, not gonna happen, because that was too fast. So, thing one. Thing one is that I've been having a lot of issues lately concerning getting this stuff up off the ground. It's either been that stereo audio you might have heard with that one weird live, something like that. Been trying to figure it out and get it all dialed back, to where it was, because there for a while I had perfect audio, but then it just, I don't know, it got funky. Now I can't even find my video, which is the weird part. I can't even find my second attempt at the take two of this. So it's a little weird. Definitely not going to be the shorter video, I'll say that. But I'm going to try to get it all up and running so that, if somebody wants to say hi to me in the party, not party, live chat. I'm used to saying party chat, but, live chat. Let me there's got to be some way to get this thing to work. I'd feel really crummy if I wasn't able to make sure that you guys could hear me or, what have you. View channel. Alright, so this is me right here. Good. Strangely a little congested there for a second. But yeah, so technological malfunctions, but the show must go on. I just figured I'd start from scratch. For those of you who have been patiently handling through all these little hiccups and that, I appreciate your patience thusly. Quite a bit, in fact. And my back's gonna be hurting me today because I guess I'd already been going for about an hour and a half on that last stream, but it was just too hiccupy. There was too many bugs, too many issues. Lighting was all wrong. The spotlight missed my entrance. Take your pick. I'll probably be a little bit more quiet through this run through as a result. That may be a good thing, may not be. I don't know. Take your pick. But, yeah, I wasn't too big a fan of how that quality was coming out. Also, I might have been a little overly heavy on my own personal lore. But, the long and the short of that is just, there's a really interesting story behind your name. And all you really got to do for that one is just, a couple Google searches about your first and middle name. Yeah, obviously, don't tell anybody here about that. That's private information. I might have been a little too sherry about that, which is another reason why I deleted that. I don't want, give out too much information about me. And sometimes I just can't help but be a little bit open. But, yeah, there's that. Without getting into detail, I'll just say that in my personal case, it almost seems as if predetermined in a way that nobody seemed to know about. Because, I mean, I know I was named after my dad, and I was named after somebody else, but the way those two went together just perfectly connected into saying the willful knight that God sent, which is just absolutely crazy. So, should my friend RBO watch this, and, you're having a hard time sending me a invite on the Steam thing, I don't know if that is. I checked a couple times yesterday. I feel like if there's any trouble in communication, it's all on my end, so I do apologize. Maybe I should have figured out a way of, if there's a way to chat with you just off of here, like maybe on PlayStation chat, if we could get a party chat going there briefly, just for the sake of a quick chat, and I could give you my key there, that would be good. Because other than that, I'm not entirely sure on a way to get that to you. But that way you can send me a, friend invite. I tried to look you up, but I guess you're not going by RBO button here. Yeah. Privacy is important, and I kind of botched that ball already at one point. So, I'm working on it. But yeah, so I guess when catching legendary fish, something that I said, I believe, in the last stream before I had to reset it, was, weather. Rain is, I guess, really good for legendaries, even better than Nuke Zone weather. But, don't know. Hey, it's a yellow butthead. Nice fish. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, maybe if you still have some form of a PlayStation, we just briefly get a party chat going, and I could get you the information so that you can friend me on Steam. Would love to team up with you in video games. Maybe we get some 7 Days to Die, or No Man's Sky like you were saying the last time. I'd love to actually get into that one. So fun back in the day. Pirating and ripping apart convoys, and then having all kinds of spacecraft go after me until I just got too worn out on my craft and had to go make repairs on the surface of a planet. Such storytelling. I'm not entirely sure that I cut out the stereo audio thing. I may briefly have to walk away just to check the audio, see if I can, if it's coming through stereo or if it's not. Sound quality as well as picture quality, both important. But yeah, so another thing I was saying in the last, oh cool, it started to rain. Maybe my chances just went up. In my last video, so, at one point I said I wasn't part of any kind of a digital family or that or what have you, but I guess, been adopted into the Vats Vixen crew, so I'm happy to have found a spot there. They're wonderful people. And, it just blows my mind that a small fish like me gets noticed by such, bigger fish in such a bigger pond, and I just couldn't express how grateful I am for that. Really thankful for being given the time of day, But yeah, I've been part of that crew now for a bit, but since new to all this, I didn't want to just say, oh hey, I made a friend, and then somebody go, who the hell are you, I had to make sure I was making friends instead of overstepping my boundaries, but I guess I have a little history in overstepping my boundaries. Now, speaking of, there is one content creator, goes by the name Angry Turtle. There for a while in my younger years of, well, not younger years, in my younger videos of Fallout 76 content creation. I think I might have picked on him a little bit, just in good fun, but I think he might have been made a little conscious about that, and I'd like to take the time to apologize. It was in good fun, but, man, especially lately, you know, the last 3 months have been a real lesson for me, learning how to, one, realize what it even feels like to be self-conscious, and two, to work on it. In my case, because in my case, it was a body weight issue. Most of my shirts it was embarrassing. But now I'm all thin and fit, and I'm feeling a lot better about myself these days, but it was insightful. It made me think about how maybe I was, you know, going about things the wrong way and how to go about things better, so it was definitely something, and still is, a learning experience. But yeah, dude, if you ever watch any of my videos, you know, you poke your head in here at any point in time, never meant to make you feel conscious, buddy. You're a great channel. I'm actually a fan of yours. I'm actually subscribed to you. But, yeah, just wanted to take the time to let you know. There's nothing meant by it. If I upset you in any way, I wanted to apologize. He's entered my abandoned mine shelter? Oh, that's freaking cool. He can tell me what he thinks, if it sucks or not. Oh, where do you think you're going? Where do you think you're going? No! No! No, 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 no. They always do that before you catch them really easily. It's okay. I'm fine. Just felt like Woody with a match in that first Toy Story for a moment when he tries to light the rocket and the car comes by, and I was like, no, 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 no. Almost had it. Was almost there. And then, of course, he uses the plastic dome on Buzz Lightyear's and magnifying glass. We've all seen the movie. Yeah, while I'm live in that, I think I'd also like to just reach out to some other friends as well from back in a more closer to recent day. Good friends by the name of Max, by the name of Ray, and by the name of Phil. I haven't heard from you guys in a bit. I hope you're doing alright. So, if ever you wanted to chat with me, doesn't matter if I'm watching a show right now, you know, Netflix can wait. You guys start a party chat and you invite me in, I would happily join you. Be great to hear how you're doing. Make sure that, well, not make sure anything, but, you know, I guess except for making sure that everything's cool. I mean, we haven't talked in a bit. It'd be great to hear from you guys. Make sure you're still doing alright. I guess is what I was trying to say. You know? I get a little caught in my words sometimes. Sorry. So for those wondering, this is with the advanced reel. So I can guarantee you, I'm by no means a professional. I just have the credentials of one. I thought it was also probably a little bit of trauma to people watching me scrap every last fish over there at Fisherman's Rest, but just honest perspective, I have already caught everything except for the legendaries, so it's not a big deal to me to scrap them. Could be an axolotl, I'll still scrap it. Although, Facebook thing, Merchants Guild that I'm part of, a lot of good networking there. Also, probably a good bit of advice for you. If you're looking for any real mods for your Fallout 76, there's a couple good not channels, but a couple good Facebook pages there, and it's still somewhat of a useful animal. I know, mostly people have walked away from it. I use it really only for business myself, but for networking, especially around like when the Fosnacht event comes in, much more likely to get what you want if you have a bunch of people you can talk to, and especially if you have some masks you can trade them. If not, when it comes to Fosnacht though, because I'm pretty sure that's just around the corner anytime now, the way Bethesda does not do that every once a year. But, just a good heads up to know long before the next Fosnacht is, yeah, you get in there, you do some networking, you might even walk away with the mask you want. And if you don't, here's the part that I kind of nearly didn't say. If you don't have any masks worth trading, just stockpile on leader bobbleheads. They love leaders bobbleheads. It'll probably get you what you're looking for there. But yeah, leaders is like currency on that market. Yeah, I think it's... Hang on, I could dig it up. There's a couple of them here that I'm part of. Give them a little bit of a shout out here. Yeah, so the first one would be Fallout 76 Marketplace-PC. That's one of the ones that you usually see me frequent. And then the other one is the Fallout 76 Traders for PC. Good places to go to if you want to network and try to get your hands on some of the trickier to get to stuff, including, I'd imagine, some fishing plans. It's been a little bit dried up every here and there, but there's still life there, so you'll still be able to get what you're looking for. It seems dead, but it's still fresh. But, I'm sure you'd make their day if you were to go in there and just liven up those 2 pages again. Give them some, new faces to talk to. And again, if you're looking for plans, if you're looking for Fosnacht masks, stockpile on leaders bobbleheads. That seems to be the currency they love to use these days in those marketplaces. And alternately, I mean, if you got some plans of your own that you might swap with somebody who wants a plan, it never hurts to ask, never hurts to see. That's a true story, but that's how I got my glowing blue devil mask. I think it was a it was a glowing unicorn mask before that. And I was just walking around going, dude, I ain't no My Little Pony brony. I need something that actually goes with my channel. So, yeah, I was able to find somebody on there that wanted the unicorn and happened to just have the mask I wanted. I was able to get on that. You haven't seen me wearing that since the start of this fishing update, but that's because I wanted to be in costume for it. So I took the Cave Divers outfit, I believe it's called, from back when the Wastelanders DLC was fresh in the game, I'd say. You gotta help Foundation to get it. It's the one where you're going into the cave after the one kid who accidentally blew his friends to smithereens with the Brotherhood of Steel rocket launcher. Yeah, it's that one. You'll know the quest once you've been expected to inspect the viscera. I didn't even see that go down. Man. It's like them creatures in Vegas. You didn't even see her go down. She was so quick. I need to stop picking on Las Vegas. It's so easy, but such low-hanging fruit. Watch, I get a lot of pissed off people in my comment section. Hey, I'm from Vegas. It's raining. I'm sorry, sometimes I'm a little slow in my head. It's raining. I should be using this bait. Yeah, Las Vegas, though. I'd say the only hotel I really like on Vegas' Strip is the Embassy Suites. But then again, you can't beat happy hour, huh? You know what's really incredible is usually I end up vaping a little bit of medicine in my system, the more herbal kind, not tobacco kind, because of the pressurization in my spine, but I'm actually completely out, and I've been able to handle this so far reasonably well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to feel the difference, though, the moment I stand up. So now, thoughts on this fishing thing. Personal thoughts, really. If any Bethesda game developers for Fallout 76 ever watched this live stream, I'm almost begging you, please give us fish tanks to put live catches in. Up to 12, so that you can have all your axolotls for the year in it. Just, you know, cap them out at 12 fish per fish tank. I'd be okay with that. I just want a tank that's got all my axolotls in there, a tank that's got all my glowing fish swimming around. That would be amazing. I would love that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of camp builders would also love that idea. At the very least, give us the Skyrim treatment, you know? Small tanks, large tanks for smaller fish and larger fish. I'd be okay with that. Not as much as I would be if you just... Like, for example, I know you guys do a lot of reskinning. You know that one reward in Atlantic City, the large cylinder fish tank? Reskin that sucker and make it so that we can put live captures in there. And I will really love you guys for it. You can even claim it was your idea. I'll just pretend that it was. Go and get that raise. But yeah, I'm not thinking that I'm going to be catching this guy in this one because he's been such a tough cookie to get my hands on. But I'm at least going to go until I've run out of improved bait and until I'm down a certain ways with my common. It's gotta be a Ryl-Tkannoth at home in here somewhere, right? This is not him. That's too easy. Small fish. Small fry. Red belly, get out of here, man. I got bigger fish to fry. So, I feel like philosophy goes hand in hand with fishing. And I did say some philosophical things that got deleted when I deleted that last video over telling you too much about my name. Primarily that was as I didn't, and I don't want to give out too much information about me, so I had to delete that one for that one. What was it, like 3:30ish when I started? You sneaky, sneaky little fishy. I can catch you and look at the time. You think I can't, but I am talented. I can do this. Even if you don't believe in me, fishies, I believe in me. I believe in me, and that's the me that needs to believe in me. So, philosophy time. You are the light you seek. What does this mean? Well, in life you'll spend a lot of time really frustrated or upset, trying to find something or somebody that might bring some light to your life. Ultimately, that light starts with you. I found this out myself, personally. For the longest time, I actually had a lot of self-loathing going on, a lot of self-dislike that I didn't really share with anybody. Not even family, honestly. It led to me gaining weight, being unhappy, just being completely miserable about myself, and it wasn't until a few things, I'd say, really. One was Estelle Richter's channel. There for a while, I was a frequent viewer of her stuff until I kind of felt like a bit of an outcast there, but it's fine, People move, people grow, they do their thing. It's fine. But I'd still say she's a wonderful channel, especially if you're highly religious in the Christian sense. Beautiful, beautiful words of wisdom she has to share on that. I am myself a Christian, it's just I consider myself more spiritual Christian, in that I like to do things that might be strange for most Christians, like meditation and yoga and, reprogramming my mind off of limiting beliefs and stuff like that. So that's how I am, personally. I'm a Christian. Do love God. And some of the stuff I do seems like magic to some people, but I'm just me. I'm just me. Here all day as just me. Oh, it's just like politics. It's funny how people try to put you in either the Democrat or Republican box. Whatever, where's the box for meritocracy, man? I'm a meritocrat. I think that people that work hard should be paid well, and I think that people that don't work at all should not be paid at all. Now, I realize the dangers of that perspective lies in the viewer viewing the item. Ergo, for example, not everybody's going to think that content creation is real work, and some people might not even be very respectful of it, as far as people around you might be loud, might be noisy. But I guess that'll lead me to probably something a little bit easier to digest as far as me trying to do words of wisdom. I mean, I am trying. I'm not used to this sort of thing. But speaking on religion, here's a bit of encouragement for any of you that are trying to follow your passion or your dream right now. You feel like maybe there's a lot of people just kind of weighing you down, holding you back, or criticizing you. There's a story in the Bible that I'm sure you know well. A story of a man named Noah. God told him to build an ark, and he did. And whilst he built that ark, all of his neighbors and all of his friends were criticizing him, laughing at him. You know, why are you building a boat? We're so far inland. You're crazy. You're nuts. He didn't say anything to any of them. He just kept building. And at the end, he let God and the rain do the talking. And my advice to you is, if anybody's criticizing you right now in life, you don't have to explain to them anything. Do what you feel is right in your heart. Let the rain do the talking. Because it will rain. No pun on the fact that it is actually raining right now in the game. It'd kind of suck if it was summer and it was raining here, which, yeah, it's summer where I'm at. I guess unless you're in Washington State, then yeah, I remember liquid sunshine. I don't miss it. Come on. I led it right, and then I messed it up. I led him right. I did it right, and then I messed it up. Sorry about that. That probably got a little loud. Just leaning a little bit in, a little suspense, and I was like, come on. One of these days. One of these days, I'm gonna grab them. Maybe... Nah, that's quitter talk. That's giving up talk. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna go for the gut muncher or whatever the fish is called, and I'm not gonna go for wavy willard yet. I set out for this fish. This is what I wanted. I'm going for this. But yeah, so... Shorthand on that bit of philosophy I was saying. If you're ever following your goals, your dreams, and your passions, and you have a lot of criticism, you don't have to explain anything to them. Just let the rain do the talking. Just like Noah did. I don't have the right bait. I should, so I am. Okay. Got off on the wrong exit. Feel like Kermit the Frog here. Not bad for an amphibian. Alright. You get that improved to me quick. I know any bait will work, but I just feel like the odds are better in the rain. In the rain? In the rain? There's no rain now? Man, they ripped me off. Okay, fine. We'll just switch tactics and fish with normal bait. So close, man, so close. I'll give it 37 more tries. If I don't catch them, then I'll just have to admit defeat for now. And I'll probably go round 3 maybe off live or whatever, but if I catch them, just pay close attention to my community posts. I'll show a picture of them. Yeah, I feel like this guy's gotten enough airtime as it is. Trying to catch him. And I feel like it'd be much funner to see me do just about anything else. I mean, right now, paint on a wall that's drying has probably got to be more entertaining than just watching me wave my rod at nature. Unless, of course, you're enjoying my comedy, in which, yeah, I'm glad I'm making you laugh. It's something I set out to do. Here he be a blarney barnacle of a man. A true fisherman he be, waving his rod at nature. And when the fish get away, he waves his other fist at the sky. Rage in his belly, fuel of a fury of a lifetime of fishing. It be the talks to the fish that stalks in the briny deep, and the things that take so long, they put ye to sleep. One might wonder, am I fishing for a compliment? No, just fish, just fish. Such a love-hate relationship sometimes when you start off on these new mechanics. I mean, I know it was frustrating for me learning how to fish at first, but now I'm really hooked. A bazinga. I guess that joke didn't catch on. If I let it get to me. If I let it get to me, then I wouldn't be much of a creator. Some of us may be going, some of us have to stay. Some of us may be showing, some will fade away. Man, my people are busy right now. Babylonia Rising's been, I think, churning out like 2-3 videos, music videos, just about it per day. Can't wait till I'm able to get my schedule sorted out and I'm able to do more content creation. Yeah, right now the thing keeps the lights on in truth as far as what gets me to the point that I can even get some upgrades and some stuff like that. Other than, of course, the motivation of all my wonderful subscribers and everybody who hits like on these videos. Just boosting the signal and talking. Your interactions really help to boost the signal a lot. So, anybody who wants to talk, I love it when you talk. It's something, man. I'll definitely know that I've reached a milestone once I hear, and can see good, happy discourse going on in the conversations. That's something I definitely hope to see. But yeah, considering I had to cut this video and then do it all over again due to this or that, for those paying attention, and not asleep because I'm fishing, and fishing can be a little monotonous. Don't worry, I'll go scrap them down soon, and you'll have plenty of nightmares over watching me scrapping down banded axolotls. Be a full tackle box of fish just waiting to disgust you. But, truth be told, I'm still trying to get that +2 to intelligence so that I can use it more efficiently on my power armor running through the expeditions. That's my main focus with that one. I hope they enjoy exploring my shelter as much as I've enjoyed putting that first chapter together. Oh, so that's something else I've been meaning to announce on this channel. Other than if I have not announced it yet, I'm thinking about starting up a second channel being Tilted Tilter Grilling. Because ever since I got that Ninja Woodfire grill, I've discovered, first thing that I grilled on there, smoked on there, was a sirloin steak. Came out absolutely delicious. I mean, I think I might be prodigious on that or something, but not to toot my own horn too much. But I mean, I had to Google the information on how to get the thing going, and I mean, I tried looking on YouTube for a video on it because I was pretty sure, there had to be some grilling channel doing that sort of thing, but yeah, nobody covered, the sirloin steak on there, so I had to figure it all out just playing it by ear. And I'm thinking, for anybody else who might ever end up in a similar situation where, you got a smoker or something like that, specifically a Ninja, because that's what I got. Not sponsored by them, just like their products. But, I'm thinking about doing videos to help people out there so that you know what temperature to set it at, how long. It's a Chinese name. That's a joke I knew back when. Why does that come to mind? How long is a Chinese name? I mean, it's a statement, but the joke is that most people think you're asking a question. I guess it's self-explanatory, and I didn't need to do that, sorry. First time I heard that joke was a friend of mine up in Washington by the name of Jody. I hadn't talked to him in a long time. Last I heard, he got himself a wife and some stepkids, Kids are kids, though. Kids is kids. If you love them, they're your kids if you're raising them, you know what I mean? That's the way it was for me raising a cat, at least. I mean, what was it? 13, 14 years with Mr. Cuddles. The most wonderful cat I'd ever raised. Male calico, ultra rare. Born in a litter of 3 male calicos. Guess I should have maybe bought a lottery ticket that day. But, he was my best bud for 13, 14 years. Passed away a couple years ago. Now, insightful story there that I didn't really share with much of anybody was a year after he passed on March 20th, anniversary of his passing. I wasn't expecting to feel very good that day. I was still get emotional talking about it, sorry. There wasn't a lot of grief still over his loss, even a year later. And I remembered I'd bought up some booze, and I was just going to get hammered and try to forget all about what day it was. Just try to get it out of my head, I went out to the bar, just there. Our garage has this bar. And I was sitting there just drinking, and the most beautiful thing instead happened. It's like I could feel my cat. I could feel my boy. His spirit. And all that guilt, because when he died in a veterinarian office from fast-acting cancer that there's just nothing anybody could do. It's too quick. It came on too fast, But for that year, I blamed myself. Feeling like I should have done something, anything. That night, that March 20th, a year after he passed, it's like I felt his ghostly presence, as if he'd told me, it wasn't my fault, that I did everything I could, that if I even needed to apologize, he forgave me. That combined with the feeling as if you'd just moved on to the other side in that moment as well. I'm telling you, I was crying much like you don't see me doing right now, but I was crying my eyes out. In that profound moment, there was just 2 words that came out of my mouth, and only 2 words. And all it was thank you. Thank you for being my son. Thank you for forgiving me. Thank you for those years. Thank you, dear boy. Cuddles, my dear cat. I still love you. But it's also why, sorry to get sentimental on you, it's also why, after his passing, I've refused to get another cat. It's because I love cats, and I'll always love cats, but until I am financially stable, I never want to suffer that heartbreak again. So, you know, for those of you who took the time to actually hear that little bit of lore, sorry I got emotional on you there, but it's kind of important to be genuine, you know? And I figured I'd give you that lore drop about me. He was the best cat I ever raised. So much like a son. You know, this year I wasn't even thinking about Father's Day when I bought my grill. It was just days before the, Father's Day that it showed up in the mail. And I was just thinking about eating healthy, living healthy, being healthy, you know? But I guess it's kind of strange to think about, but it took 2 years. 2 years after my boy's passing for me to actually go about getting any kind of a gift for Father's Day for myself, because I don't know, maybe I didn't feel like I deserved it, you know? Maybe. But now I know I do. Now I know better.